Right. Good afternoon, everybody. Before we get started, I'll do a quick check-in. Is this everybody we expect to be on this call from the applicant side, or do we expect anybody else?
Yep, this is it. Me and Mike from the applicant side is all who will be here today.
All right, sounds good. So do I pronounce your last name Fain or Fine?
Fine.
Fine. All
Yep,
right. And you're representing the applicant today.
correct.
And Mike, what is your last name, sir? Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, couldn't find it. My
That's
last name is Loalbo, Loalbo.
got it. All right, and you're also with the applicant. I do see I have Miss A House here from the planning department. All right. Let me do a brief introduction. We can go ahead and get started. This is the July 2nd, 2025 session of the zoning hearing examiner docket. My name is Ashton Tucker, and I will be serving as the zoning hearing examiner for the city of Cincinnati, and I'll preside over this hearing. The case before us today is case number ZH20250060, involving the property at 725 West Mehring Way. The purpose of this hearing is to allow applicants and any other parties to testify and offer any testimony or evidence in relation to this application. The hearing will follow the rules found in the zoning code and the supplemental rules of the zoning hearing examiner. All testimony and evidence that an applicant or any other party wishes to provide must be presented at this hearing. The hearing will proceed as follows. The applicant will first present the applicant's case. The public were here. The public would have an opportunity to speak. Then I would have the planning department that produced the staff report regarding the application, provide any testimony or tell me anything that they think is necessary for me to know. If there was any testimony offered in objection to the application, the applicant will have an opportunity to respond to that. I'll give everybody a chance to have a closing statement, but I will always give the applicant the last word. After all presentations have been made, I will close the hearing and you can expect a decision within 2 to 3 weeks. I may limit or exclude any testimony that I deem irrelevant or outside the scope of the application being considered. I may interrupt any speaker to ask questions or to make any comments. In the event of any technical difficulties, I'll do my best to troubleshoot those. But if they are beyond my abilities to troubleshoot, I may continue or postpone this hearing at my discretion. All persons providing testimony right at this moment will be sworn in. So if you could raise your right hand and make sure you're off mute. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Yes.
All right. Starting with the applicant side, who would like to lead?
So I can give a quick walkthrough here. If it's all right, I'll pull up my screen
Yeah, that's fine.
and share some of the documents that we submitted. So nothing new here. This is should be everything that was submitted previously. So just kind of a quick overview. The property here is owned by Duke Energy. So this is in the Queensgate neighborhood you see here along the Ohio River on Mehring Way. Currently used as kind of a bulk storage terminal for riverboat traffic. So Duke's taking this property, they're going to turn it into what they'll just call a storage yard. So this will be used to store utility poles and other kind of large equipment. I'll zoom it in just to give you an overview. It's just west of their substation here, west of the Brent Spence Bridge you'll see on the right. Actually, across the street is an existing lay down yard. That's an example of what is going to be built out on this parcel. So or just some storage. They're moving that out of the way to make way for some of the new bridge construction. So and that's kind of a quick overview of the project. Jumping ahead to the plan, you'll see here, and pretty straightforward. It's going to remain kind of an open yard for storage. The three things we're here today to ask for, there's 2 variances, 1 conditional use. The first variance is for the driveway width. So I'll zoom in to give you a look at that here. The code limits driveways in this district to 20 foot So what we're proposing is a 30-foot driveway. The reason being, you can see here these red and green lines show the calculated truck turning radius in and out of the site. So they will have large semis that come and deliver to the site. In order to keep those from capping the curb based on that turning radius, we will need to, they'll use pretty much the full width of that 30-foot driveway in order to get those trucks in and out of this site. So that's the first variance there, and then kind of illustrating the need for that. The second variance, as well as the conditional use, have to do with the fence. So proposing a new fence around the full width of the site. The code limits the height of fences in this district to 6 foot. We are asking for a variance to allow that to go to 8 foot. And the conditional use will be for barbed wire atop the fence. So the 8 foot is inclusive of the barbed wire. The top of the barbed wire will be at 8 foot. So we'll have 6 foot of chain link, and then the barbed wire. So everything will fall into that 8 foot. I can jump to. I just have some also submitted to some pictures of the site. So you'll see the existing site does have a fence kind of buried, and then some of the overgrowth here, as well as a building that'll be torn down. This is looking where that new driveway will fall. So this is where that 30-foot curb cut would fall. Kind of looking at it from the other way, there's an existing curb cut that would be abandoned and moved to where that bust was in the picture there. Then we'll jump to, this was the, and this is the document that zoning prepared, but we did in that document, we submitted to them separately, just a quick image of what that fence would look like. So you'll see the overall height will be limited to the top of that barbed wire. We've got 6 foot for the chain link. And I know I went to that kind of quick, but that kind of sums up the project here and the 3 items we're looking for to that.
Okay. Sounds good. Mr. Loalbo, anything you want to add?
No, nothing to add. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we don't have anybody here from the public, so we'll move over to the planning department. Ms. A House, what would you like me to know about this?
Yes, Wes Munzel's staff report really does the detailed zoning analysis. We are recommending approval of the relief that's requested today. We have made a finding that the proposed razor wire is appropriately located, designed, and configured to minimize adverse effects on the surrounding properties. We also have found that fences taller than 6 feet with razor wire and wider driveways are a substantial property right enjoyed by other properties in the vicinity and in industrial areas throughout the city. And finally, there are special circumstances to this site, and that the proposal is to secure a storage yard for Duke Energy to maintain electrical infrastructure. So we find that it's in the public interest to grant the relief. There would be unreasonable or practical difficulties in both adequately securing the materials for the utility company on the site and in accommodating a wider turning radius for their trucks without the granting of the variances.
All right. Anything to close us out? Any closing remarks on this, Ms. A House?
No, nothing else.
Okay, thank you. Like I said, I'll give the last word to the applicants. Anything in closing remarks, Mr. Fine?
Nothing to add.
Okay. Anything from you, Mr. Loalbo?
No, nothing to add.
Okay. All right. Well, I will close out this blessedly short this short hearing. I will let you know that I will be approving this application. I will still have to formalize that in a formal decision. You can expect that within the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
You
Thank
too.
you. You too.